Hey, it's Mike from the Logan and the Hobo RV Adventure channel. Thanks for stopping by the channel. Well, it's Friday night, so I figured I'd do some maintenance on my water heater. My wife tells me I know how to party. Before you drain the hot water heater, you want to make sure that all the water supplies are off. You want to make sure that the water pump is off and also the city water outside is off. You want to make sure that the electric and the gas switches are both off, as well as I have an electric switch on the outside face of the water heater. I make sure I turn it off. I was just reading the manual and I realized that the manual says to open up all the water faucets inside of the trailer before you drain the hot water heater. A couple other things I wanted to mention. I wanted to point out where the anode rod is out here on the water heater, and then over here is the on-off switch for the electric side of the water heater. Under normal operation, I leave it on. I turn it off to drain the water heater. A couple of reset buttons here in case you ever have a problem with your water heater. You could try those. And then this here is the pressure relief valve. To drain the water heater, you remove the anode rod. I use a 1 1/16 inch socket to remove the anode rod. I should mention that my water heater is a Suburban model water heater. The attachment I'm using on the end of the hose is made by Camco, and it's designed to flush out the water heater, flushes out all the sediment and residue that could be in there. I ran it in there for a while. I almost filled up that 5-gallon bucket again. You can see there on the ground the little white pieces. That's the sediment that was flushed out of the water heater. Here's the anode rod I pulled out. It looks good. It's still in pretty good shape, so I'm going to reuse it. The purpose of the anode rod is to attract all the minerals that would corrode the tank, and it corrodes the anode rod instead. There's an example of an anode rod that needs to be replaced. Getting ready to reinstall the anode rod, I'm going to use blue Teflon tape on the threads to create a seal. And one thing I wanted to mention, you want to be very careful not to strip the threads when you reinstall it, because the end of the anode rod is heavy. You want to use the socket with a little bit of downward pressure and start it off by hand to make sure you're not cross-threading it. Lighting for this project tonight was provided by my Makita work light. I've had it for a little while now and I'm really happy with it. Some nice features: it stands on its own, it's got a cord so you can plug it into house power, and it also accepts a 18-volt lithium-ion battery. If you use Makita cordless tools and you ever have to replace the battery, I highly recommend getting the bigger batteries. They're great, they last a really long time. The angle of the light is adjustable, and it also has 2 light settings. It has bright and extremely bright. Sometimes after you drain the water out of your hot water tank, you get a small leak, a small drip coming from the pressure relief valve, it's because you lost the air pocket inside of the tank. I tried real hard to recreate that, to show you, to get that to leak a little bit, but wouldn't you know it, when you want it to happen, you can't make it happen. If it's leaking because you lost the air pocket, it's just going to be a real slow drip, almost like you think the seal went bad or something like that. To fix this, you turn off the water supply, open up the pressure relief valve until water stops coming out. Open up a faucet, hot water faucet on the inside of the trailer until water stops coming out. Then you close the pressure relief valve, close the water faucet inside the trailer, and then you can restore the water supply, and you should be good to go. That wraps it up for this video on draining the hot water heater. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you like the content, please subscribe to the channel. It's free, and we'll see you on the next video.